afternoon. Good afternoon. I say it again, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Thank y'all for coming. I just wanted to kind of share a couple of words with you all today. My name is Kevin McGee. I'm president of the Morehouse Alumni Association. I also sit on the board of trustees here. So when I had the opportunity for you guys to come to campus and view both Morehouse and Spelman, I definitely wanted to just kind of share, a few words with you and also kind of share my perspective and just some of the experiences that I've had when I was sitting in those seats that you all are sitting in today. And so also with me today are my two daughters, Kayla and Maya. Raise your hand. Feel my pain. Also, Cortland Gray is a great friend of mine as well. He's one of the tour guides. And Cortland and I met in Morehouse here several years ago, and have been great friends ever since. And one of the great things about that relationship in particular is that through that relationship, I met my wife and the mother of those two girls over there as well. So that's an awesome thing. And so that's kind of the overall theme of what I want to share with you all today. And that's really that, as you all kind of proceed through high school and eventually go to college, that these are some of the most important times of your life. And while you're thinking about, the things that you're going to do, and if you come to Morehouse, you're thinking about hanging out at Spelman. If you come to Spelman, you're thinking about hanging out at Morehouse, and what have you. There's a lot of things and a lot of potential that you all have, and this is really probably one of the most awesomeness, and that's not even a word, times in your life. And I think if you were to ask your parents if they could be in your shoes again, what do you think they would say? Yes, definitely, right? No bills.
Right. No bills.
You hear them back there, right? No bills. No responsibilities, relatively speaking. But I think the biggest thing that most adults, think about and remember from when they were younger is just the opportunities, right? So you're at a point where you have all of these opportunities that are before you and all these things that you can take advantage of, and really you have the rest of your life to do whatever it is that you want to do. And so today, I just want to talk to you about three things in particular. Those are really just kind of finding your purpose, finding out what you value, and really finding out how you kind of begin to pursue that and just kind of be more successful. One of the things when I came to Morehouse was that I came from Kansas City, Missouri, hometown Kansas City person is back there as well. I came from Kansas City, which is in the Midwest. I had never heard of an HBCU. I didn't know what an HBCU was. I had never heard of Morehouse or Spelman or Clark or any of those places. And so when I got to Morehouse, I was pretty amazed because I'd never seen that many people that looked like me being that successful. And so that was a very awesome thing for me, and it really inspired me to want to be more successful. You all have the opportunity, I think, most of you probably have lived in Atlanta for some period of time, but what kind of occurs in Atlanta, what kind of occurs in the AUC, that doesn't happen everywhere in the country, right? So it's a very unique situation that you have and a very unique opportunity that you all have to kind of take advantage of the things that you want to do. And so the first thing that I always like to talk about is really just kind of identifying and understanding what it is that you value as a person, right? And really what's valuable to you. And you may think about, I value my iPhone, I value my Xbox, I value this, that, and the other. But what are the things that are really, really important? Like relationships, like sisters, like brothers, like parents, like your future, like college. And the reason that those things are important, particularly when you go to college, is that when you come to college, there are going to be a lot of things that are going to be put in front of you. A lot of opportunities to do a lot of great things, and quite honestly, a lot of opportunities to do a lot of bad things. You all may have friends that have went to college, and how many of you know people that did great when they went to college? Anyone know? How many people know someone who went to college and really screwed up? Right. So you can have good choices and you can have bad choices. And those choices are really a reflection of just your value system and really understanding what it is that you value. Oftentimes when you're in situations where you can make a good choice or a bad choice, if you aren't really firm and dedicated to what you value and what's valuable to you, you'll make the wrong choice. And so the first thing we always kind of talk about when we talk to students is really understanding what it is that you value and putting a value on that, right? And so when you think about it, you value your parents. You may not like them, but you can value them, right? You value your siblings. You value your future, right? That's the biggest thing. You value your future because it's the only thing that you have to really be successful. You value your name. You value your integrity, right? Because those are the only things that nobody can take away from you. You can value your education. Those are things that people can't take away from you. So put your emphasis and your motivation on things that are going to be valuable to you. The second thing that I always say is that really understand and try to identify what your purpose is, right? And what's the purpose for your life? It sounds real big sometimes. What's the meaning of life? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to do, right? But it's not really that difficult. It's really about what are the things that make you angry? What are the things that make you feel concerned? What are the things that you get upset about? What are the things that make you happy? And oftentimes when you think about those things, you can kind of understand and find out what your purpose is. And the reason that purpose is important is that everybody on this planet, I personally believe, has a purpose, has a reason for being. One of our Morehouse presidents, Benjamin Mays, who's probably one of the most illustrious presidents, had a saying, and that saying was that every man and woman is born into this world to do something unique and something distinctive. And if he or she doesn't do it, then it'll never be done. And if you sort of think about the things that you have every day and the people that you interact with, what if they chose not to do some of the things that they wanted to do? What if your parents chose not to make good decisions? What if they chose not to have you, right? So those are all choices that we make, and everybody has a purpose, and everyone has an imprint that they're supposed to leave on this world and leave on the life that they lead. And it's never too early to start that. You know, I think here in America sometimes we get a little complacent and a little spoiled because we have all of these things. You know, I've traveled to some different parts of the world, and other people don't have the things that we have. So you have children at very young ages even going into their purposes, right? Doing the things that they want to do, living out their dreams, being, you know, just the type of people that they want to be. And so really looking at and identifying what your purpose is and really trying to be successful in that is very important. And the last thing is really looking at, once you've identified what it is that you value and what your values are, you know, once you've figured out what your purpose is, moving towards that purpose consistently, right? Moving towards that purpose with energy and excitement, right? Because that purpose is what allows you to be successful. It's what allows you to move. When you look at a lot of these young people now that are starting companies, internet companies, gaming companies, that are exceptionally young, it's because they've identified their values, they've identified their purpose, and they move towards it, right? They haven't been lackadaisical about it, right? Everybody knows what lackadaisical is. They haven't been blase about it. Y'all know what blase is. That's the top song right now, right? So you know what blase means. They haven't been, you know, unengaged about it, right? They've been very excited about what they're supposed to do. And that's one of the things that I think also kind of affects a lot of students when they start. It's just kind of that apathy. I'm here, I'm going to do okay, I'm going to do fine. No, you're here for a reason. You're in this room today for a reason. You're part of this great organization for a reason. You're participating in this event for a reason. And that's to make you better people, right? My wife's an attorney, criminal defense attorney. And every day she goes into the court and she sees individuals that look just like you, but they're in handcuffs, they're in orange jumpsuits, and they don't have the opportunities that you all have, right? And so there's a very, very definite distinction between the things that you all do and the things that other people do. My wife had one story she told me. There was a young man who went to court. He was probably 20 years old. He wasn't in college, but he had a decent job. I think he may have worked for the county, paid everything on time, good young man. He walked into court. He had on slacks and a shirt. The judge approached the bench. This young man, I think, may have had a minor drug charge, something like that. And so the judge said, well, are you in college? No, Your Honor, I'm just kind of working a job, this, that, and the other. The young man ended up getting a high fine, 30 days in jail, and then 1 year probation. Same day, another young man comes in, relatively the same, looked the same, also had on slacks, nice shirt. He came in. Young man, why are you here today? Well, sir, I'm in college right now at Georgia State, and I just made a mistake. You know, I didn't need to have the drugs that I had with me. Same crime, different person that was in college. The drug let this individual off on a warning and probation. Because the perception is that, well, this guy has a job. That's probably all that he's going to do. But this young man, he's in college. He's going to do something with his life. He's going to be successful. He's going to be a very valuable contributor to society. Now, no one knows the future of either of those individuals, but society places a value on education. And so you need to place a value on education, right? Because if you don't, you may not end up having the opportunities that other people have. Now, is that to say that everybody should go to college? I'm not necessarily saying that, but I do know for a fact that there is no substitute for a good education. And education, regardless of how much you get, it can never be taken away. And so for me, the last thing I just kind of say to you is that, I also encourage people to really just kind of pursue your dreams. I think if you were to ask your parents again, and you may have even heard them, how many have heard your parents say, well, if I was young again, or I wish I could, I always wanted to one day, right? Those are all dreams. Sometimes as you become an adult, and you have two of those little things over there called children, they suck your dreams away. I'm just playing. I love it. You see her cut her eyes at me. She just cut it. She cut it. But they're wonderful. I mean, I'm just being facetious. But I will say that, when you get older and you start to have responsibilities, right? Sometimes you push your dreams to the side, right? Because you have obligations, you have to pay for things, you have to get a job, and so when you lose your dreams, sometimes you lose your purpose. There's a saying that people chase money because they're scared to chase their dreams. Don't be scared to chase your dreams. As a matter of fact, through some events that have happened in my life, I've started chasing another dream. For quite a few years, I've sort of put my dreams to the side. I've put my passions to the side. And so one of the dreams that I have is to begin to do more to kind of speak to people, begin to do more to kind of impact people and motivate people like yourselves and adults and others to be more successful. It's something I've done through Morehouse by working with students. It's something I've done as an entrepreneur through the companies I've owned. But now it's something that I want to do in the realm of public speaking. And so one of the things that I've done, even as an adult, I'm 45, I still have dreams. And so now my current dream is to kind of push forward a platform that I call Speak Life. Everybody say Speak Life.
Speak Life.
So Speak Life is really a platform that's kind of dedicated to kind of really helping people be more engaged about impacting and being helpful towards others, right? We live in a world right now where a lot of people, quite honestly, aren't really concerned with what happens with someone else, right? How many have ever been in situations where you're going through a particular rough time, maybe you have some issues, maybe you have some problems, some concerns, and you wish that someone would just kind of say, hey, are you okay? Is there something I can do? Has anyone ever felt like that before, right? Most people have. But then at the same time, people who may need your assistance or who may need to be impacted by you, but you may choose not to because it may not be the cool thing to do. It may not be, the thing that's going to make you more popular. But the way that we all are able to be successful, particularly as African Americans, is by helping support one another and speaking life to people instead of sort of tearing people down. We need to continue to build people up. And so as I kind of close, Speak Life is really about, 5 key things and kind of 5 mantras as I kind of put them together. Anyone know what a mantra is? Mantra? Motto, it's similar to a motto, but a mantra is really just something that you kind of create for yourself and that you kind of say to yourself that allows you to really kind of refocus on what it is that you want to do. A mantra could be as simple as, I want to be successful. Each and every day I try to do the things that are going to make me successful. And the more that you say that, the more you begin to kind of program your spirit and program your mind. And so my mantra for Speak Life is real simple. The first part goes, I am. Everyone say, I am.
I am.
I am are 2 of the most powerful words that you can ever say, because what you put after them determines everything that's going to happen in your life. I'm going to be successful. I am not going to be successful. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to help people. I'm not going to help people. Right? And so, I am is the first thing, and I am is also kind of a self-determination phrase in terms of you're stating what you are. You're aware of who you are. You have to know who you are before you can help other people. So I am is the first portion of it. The second one is that you are. Look to somebody and say, you are.
You are. You are.
So after you say I am, right, you know who I am, then you look to somebody else and you say, you are.
You are.
You are important.
You are important.
You are successful. Right? It feels good, right? If someone looks at you and says, you know what? You are successful. Right? Thank you, sir. You get the $20. Right? So, so you are, right? You have to do more than just kind of think about yourself. You have to kind of say what other people are. You are successful. The third part of it is they can't. Say they can't.
They can't.
Now, we all know who they are. Man, they said you can't do this, and they said you can't do that. We also call them haters. Haters, right? So once you get together and your friend gets together, then y'all come together and you sort of say, you know what? I am, you are, they can. Right?
I like that one.
You like that one? Kick it out. And since they can't, right? We know that they can't, we will.
I like that.
You like that? If they can't, we will. Because it has to be done. So I am, you are, they can, we will. And the last one is together. That's simple, right? You like that. So it's I am, you are, they can, we will, together. Right? And that's the biggest piece of it, right? Because you can't do anything in this world by yourself. I don't care how strong you are, how educated you are, how successful you are. It takes other people. It takes someone other than yourself. It takes a togetherness spirit. That's one of the things that we haven't really done too well in our community is really work together. Right? We always kind of form these factions and we form these cliques. Right? That's not together. Right? We have to work together in order to be successful. You all have to work together even now to be successful. And so, whatever it is that you want to do in life, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have to really set your mind on it, create a plan for it, and really pursue it as much as you want to be, right? If you think about a lot of people who are famous, who are very successful, athletes, entertainers, business people, they didn't do that just by sort of sitting around being blasé. They didn't do that by sitting around listening to blasé, right? They did that by going out and doing the things that they thought would kind of move forward their vision, right? So whatever your vision is, whatever your dream is, make sure that you pursue it, make sure you keep it in your mind, and make sure that you always focus on helping other people and being impactful. Because when you do that, that helps you become a better person. It helps you be more successful. And it helps you become more known for being that type of person. And it helps more opportunities come to you. It's really important, relationships that you have and all the relationships that I've done and that I've had since I've been at Morehouse, have been very instrumental in kind of helping me even form that kind of Speak Life platform. Because it's really about my life and the things that I've done and the people that I've interacted with. So I just encourage you all to continue to be excited about what you're doing, continue to move forward, and just continue to focus and continue to speak life. So have a great day, have a great afternoon. My information is going to be in the back. If there's anything I can do to help you all, please definitely give me a call. Follow me on Instagram, Kevin R. McGee. Find me on Twitter, @Kevin R. McGee. Right? You get me on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, holler at your boy. I got to get with when I need to. My daughters keep me kind of engaged over there. They're embarrassed right now, but they'll be okay about some cupcakes or something. But anyway, seriously, you all have a great day, and if I don't see you all at any other time, have a great life, and you all are going to be successful. So that's it. All right, cool. Thank you all.